week or a couple of weeks ago I made a lentil and carrot soup, and lots of people commented with either tips, advice, recipes, and also to say more cooking videos please. So that's what we're doing today, and I'm going to make a kind of vegetable stew or soup kind of thing. Again, I've looked at other recipes, I've made it before and just kind of adapted it depending on what I've got in and what vegetables we like. Yeah, so some of the tips we had were that we were cooking too hot on the stove, and well, we don't usually cook that hot, we usually don't have our stove that hot. And a couple of other people said to get like a trivet or something to put between the stove itself and the pot to transfer the heat better. Yeah, so we haven't actually done that yet, but it was a really good piece of advice. So yeah, vegetable soup. I like my onions quite finely chopped. I don't like big chunks of onion in the stew. If you like big bits of onion, you can do that.
Michael likes big bits of onion.
Just found out Michael likes big bits of onion. One of the pieces of advice I got last time was to, instead of using a different pan, to actually simmer straight in the pot.
Yes. Didn't they say to do that on the stove?
Yeah, you can do it on the stove, but I can't film it there.
Right, fair enough.
Garlic's optional. A lot of the recipes don't use garlic, but I like it. Do you want garlic?
Yeah, I'm not a vampire.
And lots of ginger. So I only used one onion because I'm going to use a leek as well, and I just thought that if I use 2 onions it might be too much like oniony flavour. Does that make sense?
Oh, yum.
So I only used 1 onion because I'm going to use a leek as well. So I thought if I use 2 onions and a leek it might be too much allium flavour. So it's entirely up to you what you put in. Whether you're supposed to put in the garlic and ginger before the leek, or the leek before the garlic and ginger. I'm thinking leek because it might need slightly longer to soften, but Michael's telling me it should be the garlic and ginger, so I'm going to go with the garlic and ginger. So for spices I'm going to use my trusted coriander and cumin like I did in the lentil and carrot soup, but maybe slightly less quantity this time, just a subtle flavour. I'm also going to add in some chilli, just a touch. And some saffron. I'm going to use carrots, parsnips, and whatever this is, swede. I think it's swede. Oh, and some potato. Do you think big potato or little potato?
One of those big potatoes we got from the farm yesterday.
Because this is a stew more than a soup, I'm going to cut the vegetables quite chunky. This potato we got from the farm shop at Bridge 23 on the Ashby. The farm shop was full of meat, so I think we were the most disappointing customers of the day. I've also got these dried cannellini beans that I've been soaking overnight. I'm going to give them all day in the stew as well. I'm also going to put in a couple of bits of cinnamon bark. Fresh herbs are probably better, but I've just got some dried mixed herbs. Pepper, salt. So one piece of advice, actually two different pieces of advice I got about my stock cube is that I'm not supposed to chop it on a chopping board. I'm either supposed to squish it between two spoons or break it between my fingers. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that method. Here we go. Time. And the bit I didn't film of this is I added some flour to thicken it, and the reason I didn't film it is because we were driving at the time. Michael was on the stern steering the boat. So what I did is I just took a little bit of broth out of the pot in a bowl and then added some flour to it, mixed it up and then put it back in, and it just thickened it up a little bit. I don't know if you're supposed to use corn flour, I don't know if that's better, but I just use plain flour. But yeah, now dinner time. So we've got our vegetable stew that's been slow cooking on the stove all day.
And I've been sleeping in the back. I've had a nap, and during that nap I've spent the entire time being starving hungry because I've been smelling this wonderful stew.
Poor you. And we've got some bread that we bought from the farm shop yesterday, local bread. And we've got some cheese.
And some butter we absconded with from
We went to the cafe at where were we? Sutton
Wharf.
And we had some cheesy chips for the second day in a row. And we had a cheese scone, and they gave us like far too much butter. And as we were leaving, Michael handed me the napkins and the spare butter and said, "You better take those home in case we need them." And I was like, "Oh no, we've become those people that collect portions of butter and napkins."
My question is, when you get a scone, which is a thing possibly foreign to people not from Britain, but it's a lump of baked good. Anyway, and you're going to cut this thing in half and you're going to share it with two people. Why do you need 3 packets of butter?
I bet people ask for extra butter. That's what.
And so they just spontaneously give me 3
I bet
packets
they looked
of
at you
butter.
and thought, "He's a 3 butter
He's a
guy."
3 butter guy. Yeah.
Right, plate. Fine. If you want it.
You mean bowl? You want me to put the bowl up? I might be more humorous when I'm punch drunk from sleep.
You are punch drunk.
I'm always punch drunk. Does that come from like drinking punch or being punched?
I don't know. Probably drinking punch.
No, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to actually be like punch drunk, as in you've been punched, like a boxer gets punch drunk.
Right, just try the soup so you can.
I'm trying the soup.
I mean the stew.
So I can go back to sleep?
If you want. Don't slurp it.
It smells amazing. Cinnamony.
Oh, you know what I didn't add?
What?
Some more salt and pepper. I'm not forget to season things.
Well, let me see. Oh, it's actually really nice. Little chilly.
It's a little hot.
Yeah, well, I just got a bit of immediate hint of chili. Not bad.
Do you need salt and pepper?
I could use a little salt because you only did put in a tiny pinch when you made it. So, pepper-wise, I think it's fine. You know what movie we need to get?
What?
Richard III. I saw it years ago. I remember it being quite interesting and sort of thought-provoking.
We need to look out for that in the charity shop then.
Well, I just thought if you're going to find a copy of Richard III anywhere in a charity shop, it'll be...
Apparently there is a charity shop here.
Oh, this is delicious.
You like? Or are you just saying that for the video?
Oh, it's really nice. I'm going to use my
Thieved butter.
I didn't thieve the butter.
Scavenged.
I scavenged it because they were going to throw away the butter. Demonstrate ambidextrity.
Oh. You not use your right arm anyway.
No.
How's it working out? I'm not sure I can do that. Okay.
I think dumplings would be a good idea. I could imagine a little dollop of sour cream would be nice.
Oh yeah.
It's very flavorful, flavorsome. It's very hearty.
It's just what you need after a cruise on a freezing day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I really like as well? Is the fact that it doesn't get to 6 o'clock and then I'm like, oh, I've got to start cooking. Like it's just ready.
Yeah.
I'm not very good on my own.
Yeah, I know. That's why we got married.
A couple of weeks ago, I did a... can't talk. Last week or a couple of weeks ago, I did a lentil and carrot. I can't do that. Never knew this about my husband of 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. How long have we been married?
2 years. But apparently it felt like longer. The chopped onions. And you also got some advice to crush your garlic before chopping.
Did someone say that?
Yeah, me.
So...
When I was a kid, I thought it was the Maillard reaction. Like mallard, like the duck.
the duck reaction.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, here it glow again. Yeah. And my wife. All right.
Ready?
No, I'm asleep. Okay. Yeah, go for it. Perform. West Wing tracking shot. Very expensive.
Why, how much have I got to pay you?
Great. I said harried.
I didn't harry you at all.
You came in and immediately started asking me questions about what you would name a chip shop in Bosworth.
And you got the answer right.
Of course I did, because I've got a good brain. I was able to go, I'm totally asleep. What would you name a chip shop if you came to Bosworth? The Batter of Bosworth. Because, like, what other options would there be? There could be funny ones. I've been thinking about it for a few minutes. You could come up
It's not even straight.
with the Welshman's Pike. You could go with Richard's Whale. Probably not selling whale in a chip shop. I do think My Kingdom for a Hearse is a very good name for a funeral company. Something about Lord Stanley's honor or something kind of humorous. I've got more sun for the solar company. I'm still trying to... One of the things that I love about you, but also so difficult to deal with, is the fact that for yourself you will pour a glass which has a proper amount of liquid in it. But for me, you will always pour the meniscus to the top of the cup. You know, okay, I'm going to figure out how to drive the boat while leaning down to do...
And
Now that place should have been named the Batter of Bosworth.
what?
Because it's right there.
Well, no, this is Market Bosworth.
Yeah, no, I get that, but that one's at the Battle of... Anyway.
Is it a Shakespeare? I just thought, like, no, because
No, it's Charlie Chaplin's.
you know, like Othello has been done like as a modern day version.
Yes.
It's a perfectly reasonable question.
Trying to think up a funny name for a charity shop in Richard III. The Boar of the Roses? I'm not sure. Nope, that's not good. I'm not that funny.
That's what I'm going to name that video, that vlog.
The Boar of the Roses.